headlines, ILO calls nations for proper implementation of decent work country programs. Ceramic tiles and paint factory inaugurated in Bahar Dar. And Kenya's Supreme Court upholds re-election of President Kenyatta in last month's repeat vote. Hello and many thanks for joining us. I'm Tabitha John. This is the news from EBC. International Labour Organization ILO calls nations for the proper implementation of decent work country programs. The ILO Sub-Regional Forum is happening here in Addis Ababa. Jerusalem Bezahar reports.
The ILO Sub-Regional Forum, including Ethiopia, Djibouti, Somalia, South Sudan and Sudan, kicked off here in Addis Ababa on Monday, discussing decent work and other major issues of concern. In these nations, ILO supports the decent work country programs, as the programs have been established as main vehicles of delivery of ILO support to the countries. Ethiopia says that decent work country program implementation is well underway, aligning with National Growth and Transformation Plan.
The decent work agenda is mainstreamed in the Ethiopian National Development Plan. That's the Growth and Transformation Plan, GTP2 2016-2020, which is an important milestone towards realizing Ethiopia's vision of becoming a middle-income country by 2025.
The Sub-Regional Forum has reminded the need to integrate the UN Sustainable Development Goals with national plans in the sector.
The ILO has developed a number of tools to support the promotion of the decent work agenda and the SDGs. One such tool is the Decent Work for Sustainable Development Platform, which in short is called DW4SD, with the accompanying document called the Companion. I encourage you to use this tool as we engage in the implementation of decent work and SDGs. This is a very rich platform that will help increase both the effectiveness and efficiency of our work.
Ethiopia's huge number of job creation for citizens through establishing light manufacturing industry has been cited as a good move.
Having a job is far from a guaranteed way to lift people above the poverty line. Therefore, as a workers' group and the working community of the sub-region, we need decent job for decent life and a sustainable development by enhancing productivity and creating industrial peace.
Promoting peace and stability in the region, migration and internal conflict management are among the issues for discussion in the two-day forum.
Experts say Africa's ICT infrastructure development is showing improvements, speeding up continental transformation in the field. The second ordinary session of the AU Specialized Technical Committee on Communication and ICT is taking place here at the AU headquarters. Shifara Ulak reports.
ICT takes the leading position, giving a boost to Africa's much-anticipated growth and transformation. Currently, the continent is witnessing encouraging results in the sector as a result. What's more, Agenda 2063 is pushing the connectivity between infrastructure and ICT to speed up this transformation. This is the focal area of AU Specialized Technical Committee taking place here in Addis Ababa.
It's actually going to bring together reports on the different projects that have been implemented across the continent in relation to communication and the ICT sector, touching on media, touching on telecommunications, touching on the various elements that impact information technology on the continent.
We have to consider specific projects such as the Internet Exchange Point systems that we are actually building in each and every country, the issue of Africa that is actually being delegated and we need the country to start using it, and the issue of the AU communication strategy in general and the advocacy for the organization. There is issues related to the utilization of RASCOM satellites and the issue related to the Pan-African TV, all those issues will be debated by the experts here, and certainly it will affect the entire policy and regulation in the continent at the regional and international level.
The experts voice optimism that Africa's ICT and infrastructure development is progressing pretty well.
We are evolving and developing ourselves into a context of digital economy. The infrastructure itself today is being more and more computerized. Power plants now are being managed by computers. Every object is connected. Transport, smart cities, smart roads, all those issues are connecting infrastructure with ICT. And therefore, one of the things that we have to look forward it is actually to think what the Internet of Things and how data are affecting the entire critical infrastructure that is in the country.
However, the continent should reinforce its human capacity for better results in the sector.
In terms of ICT across the continent, I think areas that we need to look at are, for example, human capital development within the ICT sector, how in terms of training, in terms of the talent that we're developing in the ICT sector.
The experts have called on Africa to take advantage of its burgeoning ICT development and take on to the digital revolution in various fields of study in order to keep up with other countries well advanced in the field.
Saudi-based Al-Basar Foundation is set to build eye care hospital and training center here in Addis Ababa. Ethiopia Ministry of Foreign Affairs has expressed readiness to support the move. Masarat Tajabe has the details.
Economic development partnership.
Saudi Arabia's Al-Basar International Foundation is a non-governmental organization working in the field of health, preventing blindness. The foundation discloses its preparation to build an eye treatment hospital and training center here in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa, with 678 million birr. Ethiopian Ministry of Foreign Affairs has conferred with a delegation of the foundation in Addis Ababa discussing the move.
ወደ 143,000 የሚሆኑ ታካሚዎችን ምርመራ አድርገዋል። ወደ 40,000 የሚጠጉ
Previously, they have detected around 143,000 people needing eye care and donated around 40,000 eyeglasses. More to this, they have done surgeries for about 20,000 patients here. Now, they're interested to build an eye treatment hospital and training center with an outlay of 678 million birr. They have already gotten the land to build the facility and will complete the construction within 3 years.
Since 2000, the foundation has been undertaking eye care activities in Ethiopia.
We started in Ethiopia in the year of 2000, and now it is 2017. We did a lot of surgery here, and we are planning to construct a hospital where we should treat more people, and from that hospital we could spread to the other regions in Ethiopia. Also, we are planning to have a training center for the human resources in the medical field of eye care, and we found government officials, non-governments, they are very helpful for us.
The foundation has also budgeted 1.5 billion birr to build other hospitals and training centers in 8 regional states of Ethiopia, ABC learned.
Energy Co-Invest Corp, Toronto-based developer and financer for energy, chooses Ethiopia as the first destination from African countries to set up its electric vehicle assembly. The owner and CEO of the corporation, Jordan Oxley, announced on Monday that his company has embarked on its studies, which help the plant to fully materialize in the near future. Jordan said the project is a fully funded project whose central aim is largely coincided with clean energy development strategy the Ethiopian government aspires to forge. Ethiopian Foreign Affairs State Minister Dr. Aklilu Haile Michael noted the position taken by the Energy Co-Invest Corp to kick off its plans showcases country's awe-inspiring records to build a green economy. The move taken by the corporation is in tandem with the policies and strategies of Ethiopia, added the state minister.
Invest, and we're here to talk about electric vehicle assembly plants and other green energy initiatives.
Do you have any other projects for you?
In other industries and in other companies, yes. And in fact, our chairman is Yetsyetsngyeteba, who is Canadian but of Ethiopian background. So he's your unofficial private sector ambassador that has been promoting us to come to Ethiopia. He's had significant successes here before in other industries, and we're hoping to repeat that again in electric vehicles and green technology. There's a couple of major reasons. One is Ethiopia has scale. It's a large country. It has a fantastic brand for export. It is soon to be a fully green or majority green grid, which is important for this type of initiative. It also has a significant industrial base in the types of products that we're looking at. So we're not having to come here and do everything from the ground up. If it's A to Z, A to Q are already done for us, and we're just filling in the last few letters. Also, there's a real openness to investments that are export-oriented, such as this, so it seems to be a very welcoming place for us.
Amhara National Democratic Movement, ANDM, celebrates its 37th founding anniversary with assortments in different parts of Ethiopia. The movement has given recognition for its veteran members in an event held here in Addis Ababa. The ANDM founding anniversary has also been marked in Bahir Dar city of Amhara State by awarding recognition for 634 seasoned veterans. ANDM calls for Ethiopian people to help keep furthering its grand vision of national prosperity. A ceramic tiles and paint factory has been inaugurated in Bahir Dar city of the Amhara state. The factory is set to emerge in the time of the growing national construction sector. Abraham Asrat has more.
Kokab Ceramic Tiles and Paint Factory, built in Bahir Dar town of the Amhara state, lands on 18,000 hectares. The mission and installation works of the factory has taken 16 months. The factory is now operational.
We are set to produce 25 million liters of paint in a year. We will also produce 500,000 meters square ceramic tiles per year. We have 500 employees by now.
The factory gets all its raw materials in the state of Amhara.
We are happy that we have got job opportunity in our own nation. It is really a good chance.
Inaugurating the factory, the state chief, Gadu Andargacho, says that his government continues supporting investors.
You have kept your promises in completing the construction of the factory in the set time. I would like to assure you that my government support is always with you.
Beka General Business, the owner of this factory, has also finalized preparations to build 4 other factories. It was learned.
Kenya's Supreme Court on Monday unanimously upholds the re-election of President Uhuru Kenyatta in the last month's repeat presidential vote. Jerusalem Betsaha takes up Reuters dispatch.
The Kenya's repeat election on October 26 had been ordered by the Supreme Court after it nullified the results of the August election, citing irregularities in the tallying of votes. Now, Kenya's Supreme Court on Monday unanimously applauds the re-election of President Uhuru Kenyatta in the repeat presidential vote.
The court has unanimously determined that the petitions are not merited, and the final orders pursuant to Article 140 sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, Njonjo Mue and another versus the chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and 3 others, as consolidated, is also hereby dismissed. As a consequence, the presidential election of the 26th October is hereby upheld, as is the election of the 3rd respondent. Each party shall bear its own costs.
Kenyatta's main challenger, Raila Odinga, said in a statement that the ruling did not come as a surprise. It was a decision taken under duress without giving evidence. Kenyatta's lawyer says there was no reason to nullify the election.
They should have given this judgment on 1st of September, as we said. Yes. But I think it's good for the country now that this phase will come to an end. And, the agitation, the tension about election, and all this now is over. Once, it said that people should go back to election. Our client, in obedience of that order, went back to election. It's only his opponent who refused to go back. And now that the court has reaffirmed his victory, validated it, we're happy for him, we're happy for the country.
The opposition boycotted the poll, which Kenyatta won with 98% of the vote. Some opposition supporters mobilized to prevent polls from opening in the west of the country.
Zimbabwe's ruling party, ZANU-PF, on Monday drew up a draft motion to impeach President Robert Mugabe. Mugabe said on Sunday that he continues as president of Zimbabwe. Abraham Mustard has more from BBC.
Zimbabwe's ruling party, ZANU-PF, on Monday drew up a draft motion to impeach President Robert Mugabe after the noon deadline given to the president to resign passed. The draft motion states that Mugabe has created instability by dismissing members of his cabinet, created economic instability in the country, among others.
Parliament will institute impeachment proceedings in order to have him removed from the state presidency.
Mr. Mugabe said in his speech on Sunday that he planned to preside over the ZANU-PF Congress happening next month.
The Congress is due in a few weeks from now. I will preside over its processes, which must not be prepossessed by any acts calculated to undermine it or to compromise the outcomes in the eyes of the public.
Lawmakers from Zimbabwe's main opposition party, MDC, will hold a meeting on Tuesday to decide whether to join their ruling party rivals to impeach the 93-year-old.
That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Thank you for watching. Have a good time.